Here's a hot take incoming. I think anime is pretty cool. I've been a fan of anime for a long time. I think ever since my early elementary school days. But as a fan, I don't think anything will ever be more nostalgic to me than the year 2016. It really felt like 2016 was bringing something for everyone. If you like drama, you got shows like Erased and March Comes In Like a Lion. On the side of battle shonens, shows like My Hero Academia, Mob Psycho 100, and JoJo's Part 4 began to hit the airwaves. And comedy brought us beloved modern classics like Saiki K and Konosuba. But it's in the realm of anime films where I think 2016 really stood out. The Boy and the Beast, The Red Turtle, A Silent Voice, and the big one. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that Your Name changed everything. The whole community was lit ablaze by this film's release, praising its animation, writing, music, and characters. It even became the third highest grossing anime film of all time. And it was all under the careful eye of its director, Makoto Shinkai, a man who's been dubbed the new Miyazaki, a title which I feel is a bit reductive. The two filmmakers have their similarities, but where Miyazaki usually chooses to go all out with blending his stories with fantasy elements, Shinkai usually likes to keep his anchor to reality while mixing sci-fi elements. Miyazaki tells stories with interesting worlds, abnormal circumstances, and colorful characters, but Makoto doesn't make films entirely interested with whisking you away to those worlds. Rather, he chooses to focus on studying character, the changes we go through, the people we meet, and the relationships we foster. Each of his films are lessons which can resonate with anyone, anywhere. And Your Name is Shinkai's style of filmmaking acting in full throttle, telling the tale of two lovers intertwined by fate, split across time, swapping bodies, and sharing each other's emotions. But this video is titled, The Best Anime You've Never Seen. Why am I talking about Your Name, an anime everyone's seen? Well, because the theme of this video is of progress. Forward or onward movement towards a destination. This video isn't about the destination, but the journey to get there. So, let's go back to the beginning. Whoa, that's too far! That is too far! I know what you're thinking, and yes, I'm being serious. What can I say? Everyone has to start somewhere. This is Voices of a Distant Star, the first short film Shinkai ever worked on. Though prior to this, he's worked on opening cinematics for some video games and a 5-minute short that was titled She and Her Cat, Voices is the first extended project Shinkai's ever worked on in his own time. The film was produced in 7 months, but totaled out to about 2 years being spent on the project with, as far as I could tell, all the work being done under Shinkai's own hands, with the only person being brought onto the project, his wife. The film's inspiration comes from the time Shinkai spent away from his wife, texting her and trying to keep contact all while working away nights and days on projects. The film follows Nagamine and Noboru, two friends separated by the many light years between them as tensions of an intergalactic war rage above them, and Nagamine is drafted to fight in the war. Yeah, the plot is goofy, and probably not what you're expecting from the man who wrote Your Name, but Voices does something more with its story beyond the standard mecha fare. Rather than being about learning to love, perseverance, or whatever the hell Evangelion is about. Is it Evangelion or Evangelion? Is it Eva or Ava? What? It means good news? Nothing in this show is good news to any character. Anyways, Voices weaves a love story unlike any other I've seen elsewhere in anime. As Nagamine travels deeper and deeper into the galaxy to fight the war, the distance between our two protagonists grows, making communication take longer and longer, until eventually it takes 8 entire years just for Noboru to receive 1 email. The film's atmosphere, or hell lack thereof, never feels quite right, and maybe that's what makes it so unique. We follow the same 2 characters from the same world, but they never feel like they are from the same world. It's a feeling which Your Name would be able to capture 14 years later. Noboru remains on Earth, and his whole world moves at the exact same pace he's always known, forced to grow up all alone, while Nagamine travels to space and never grows. But it's here where she comes to terms with the understanding that the life she once lived and always wanted will just never be achievable again. Even if she were to return one day, it wouldn't be the same. Noboru will have grown up, and Nagamine will still look the exact same as she did when she left. Nagamine misses those minute things, the mundane, the sound of rain on an umbrella, the smell of blackboard eraser, and the peace of late-night convenience stores with the man she loves. As someone who now lives hours away from all the friends who have ever had an impact on me, I get it. The wait between text messages is forever agonizing, knowing that I'll always have to wait hours before anyone wakes up. Knowing that if I ever want to spend the time I have with them, I'll have to go hours into the night to do so, all at the expense of my precious, ever-deteriorating sleep schedule. You never really understand the value of what you have until it's gone. I do too miss the mundane, getting snacks after school with my friends, catching up with each other on the way to class, and waiting every year for a friend's famed birthday parties. Say what you will about the mundane, but sometimes there's comfort in it. And Shinkai captures this really well. He knows it. Finding yourself and the people you love most separated across time never makes it any better. You can always find yourself drifting away from others because of distance, and Voices of a Distant Star portrays that feeling perfectly.
I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
While the animation and art style of course leave much to be desired, it should not be forgotten how we went from this to this. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The movie is an incredible starting point for a man who would later go on to be praised for his work, and you can see the seeds of his style permeating all throughout this piece of art. This is a tech demo of sorts. From the atmospheric backgrounding, lighting, his ability to keep characters in the spotlight, and how they talk to one another, Voices of a Distant Star shine past everything I've ever seen, holding a place in my heart that other anime with better animation, higher budgets, and actual teams could never do for me. If anything I can say about Voices of a Distant Star should stick with you, it's that every artist needs to start somewhere. Only then can they make progress and create something phenomenal.
君の全然前世から僕は君を探し始めたよその不器一丁な